First off, I want to say thank you to my team. Thank you to my team, my coaching staff, for an unforgettable year, record-setting year, history-making year. Just thank you to my team. And the team is included the training staff for patching us together to get through this point. But just so happy for our university. Definitely didn't end the way we wanted to, but so happy for our young men. Disappointed that we didn't win, of course, but in no way is this a disappointing time around JCSU. But so proud to be the head coach here. So proud of our young men. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. But again, it's not going to damper the gains that we have made in the program. As we said, for our young men, we don't lose, we learn. This is a lesson. You won't see it, it'll hurt right now, but this is something that's going to fuel us to be even better. I'll open it up.
So you talked about it's not a loss, it's a lesson. So what are the immediate lessons?
Right now, it's love up my guys and make sure they understand that it's supposed to hurt, but to look back on what we've done. We haven't had time to reflect on it, but the lessons that we know we're going to learn, that's easy to see, is we had 3 turnovers, I believe, if not 4. We know that's one of our things to the formula for success. 3 turnovers, you can't win. And then we had mental errors. We just did some things where we just normally don't do with mental errors. And then we just did not do our job on a consistent basis. It went back to, I call it the take turns syndrome, where it was this guy's it's his turn to mess up, then it's the next guy. But it comes down to moments. And we call it moment plays. Early in the game, I think we had several 3rd and shorts, and we didn't convert on any of them. That's something that we normally do. We're a good 3rd down conversion team, one of the better ones in the country, and we didn't. And what we do in our program, we never offer excuses in our program. We never do. But you know, I'm glad we got to this point. And what it's going to do is going to help us in recruiting because our depth through the season. I said at the beginning of the season, this was our most talented roster. And it was, since we've been here, it's our most talented roster, but our depth hit its wall, and it showed. And it showed our depth in our offensive line. And we had some guys. We had a right tackle, Daniel Caldwell, outstanding young ball player from South Point High School in Rock Hill. He made his first start today, redshirt freshman. Made his first start. It's a heck of a time to make your first start in a doggone playoff game against a really good opponent. And so those are the lessons defensively, some uncharacteristic things, but it's all going to make us better.
Coach, what's it mean for your day one guys, for you guys to have started where you started? I saw you hugging on the field, and where you guys are today, and just talk a little bit about.
Hey, I was good after the game with, hey, this is a great lesson for us, great season. I was good. And when I say good, I was not emotional. I was good. Hey, learn a lot, keep your head up, all of those things. And when those day one guys came to me, we lost it. We lost it because those were the guys that were here when the field was grass. Those were the guys that believed in what's happening now. They believed in we're going to go compete for championships and go to the playoffs and be a top team in the country and compete for a national championship. Those guys were the ones that started it. And so to hug those guys afterwards and to have some of the exchanges that we had at that time, I couldn't hold it emotionally anymore. But boy, I was good until we had those embraces. But it feels so good to hug the young men that believed in this from the start. Johnson C. Smith's a football program that averaged 2 wins a year for 40 years. And those guys believed in it. When they committed to us, we had a weight room that would only fit 18 to 20 people when they committed to the vision. We were playing on grass. I remember, the first game, and I tell you, we were covered by HBCU Gameday for their documentary on us, brick by brick. But the very first one in 22, they said, get it out the mud. And there's a picture of us making a play, and there's dust everywhere. Get that, dust from a field. And now you look at that field. It's one of the best in D2. And those guys that are day ones were a big part of it. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of these guys because they made it possible for these guys to come. These 2 transfers. This guy here, Vince Hill, all SIAC for 2 years at Tuskegee University and said, let me go here. Now, granted, we did recruit him out of high school when we were at Fort Valley. And so when we were at Fort Valley, we decided to come to Johnson C. Smith. He said, I don't know nothing about Smith, and y'all ain't winning. I ain't going there. But it came back around and we got it. This guy right here, wow. Know him since he's 17, 18. Glad he's come with us, but I didn't call him a day one guy. I called him a below zero guy. That's how far we go back. So happy for those young men to know that the belief that they had and the hard work that they put in has paid off.
Coach, when you talk about building a program, you talked about it a few weeks ago how, last year you fall short of the CIAA title, this year you make it. You even took a step further and you won it. Now you got to the Division II Playoffs. It's another check mark in building a program. Where does it go from here? Obviously you want to win in the Division II Playoffs, but just how can you reflect on this season and what it's meant to this program?
Well, I tell you what, I can't reflect all the way yet because I can't even start with. I'm waiting on to gather all the information of all the firsts that we've done. I thought last year was a bunch of firsts, but now I'm going to wait and reflect on it. But how's it going to help us? I mean, hey, it doesn't get much better than being a number 2 seed. Okay, being a number 2 seed at 10-1 and you're a conference champion, and then you lose in the first. When we say we don't lose, we learn. What kind of lesson do you see this teaching? I mean, you think about. I think when I was out there with the guys and we shared a word, the off-season workouts that we're going to have are going to be incredible. The summer workouts we have, they're going to be incredible because now these guys have set a standard. I mean, we have a standard of how we practice, how we go about our business, but wow, to keep building on where we are right now, I'm excited. Disappointed for the moment, yes, but excited for the future of the program because you can't go backwards. We've shown that. 2-7 with a bunch of close losses, year one. 7-3, the D2 bowl game. 8-0, ranked in the first time and all that. Then heartbreak. Heartbreak is part of growth. Heartbreak is part of growth. No CIAA championship game, no playoffs. And we were ranked number 1 in the region at one time. Last year, we're 8-0. Heartbreak. You think that didn't fuel this? Last year is what's caused this year. I told my guy, I'm not a psychic, but we better watch out for next year, okay? Because we're not going backwards. I hope that answered your question.
You talked about the field being, dirt when you got here. I remember my first season covering this team, the stands were also pretty barren.
Oh, yeah.
So seeing the way that as this program has built, the community has come out to kind of follow along and kind of show out support for you guys. What has that meant to see the support grow and give your alma mater, this season?
It's really was part of the plan. It's part of how we're going to build it brick by brick. I mean, it's something we looked at two things. That part of winning football, what it's going to bring, and you're going to see big jumps in crowds, and we've seen it every year we've been here. Every year, 22, 23, 24, 25, the crowds have gotten bigger and bigger. You know what else has went up? The school enrollment has went up, up, up. That's really what it's about. And then I'm with a bunch of guys. I got 130, 140 guys that our team GPA is a 3.16. We're approaching 3.2. Okay, so that's the growth that we're talking about. I mean, when we first got here, there's a GPA that was not a championship GPA. We have a championship GPA that we've created. And because of that, there's some guys out there in that field today, they're going to be guys that are leaders of businesses. They're going to be entrepreneurs. They're going to be guys that are good followers, and then they'll grow to be leads on their job. That's what we've got on our football team because they are good. They're going to follow directions good, and then they're going to lead well also. These guys right here, two of the best leaders I've ever been around. The way these guys lead. They lead by setting the example, and here's the biggie. When you have young men, a lot of times young men they're hesitant to jump their buddy because they want their buddies to always like them. These guys right here don't care because the bottom line and the standard is all that matters. And I'm so proud of them because they said it. We really, as coaches, we set what we're supposed to do, but these guys did it. This is our starting middle linebacker, Vince Hill, first team all CIAA. Our quarterback, first team all CIAA. Vince is a junior, got another year left. This young man's going to New Orleans to play in the HBCU Legacy Bowl. And you know what? He was one of the first ones picked. He was selected around mid-season. That means he showed a lot of stuff. So I'm happy with what we've created here. I'm happy we've created an environment to help young men grow, and we're growing champions.
For both Vince and Kelvin, I'm curious, in perspective, with all that the team has accomplished right now, what are your emotions?
As of right now, it's a little tough. Just hate losing, but just think about how far we came this season and what they did last year, and how we were able to get over that hump this year. And I could just, I'm ready to be tuned in next year to see what they do next year. I get to see the improvement going up and up every year. And I'm just so proud of Coach Flowers and what he did at this program. Because when I first was at Fort Valley, he asked me to come with him. And, I wasn't a big fan of it at first because, they weren't known for winning. But when I entered the portal again for this last season, this was the easy option. They're winning and it's a great coaching staff here. I'm just happy I made the right decision. And I'm just, Golden Bulls, and just love my Golden Bull family.
My emotions, it's very bittersweet, a lot of history, a lot of firsts, great coaching staff, great team, I think this is my favorite team I've ever been on since I've been playing football. So it's very bittersweet, but you got to get back to the drawing board. That's the first thing I said when the game was over. It's time to work. It's time to work. We got to get back to work. So, yeah, very bittersweet.
Kelvin, how special was this for you just to play such an integral role in moving this program along and playing such a just focal point in this program?
It's just really a blessing, really. As a quarterback, you want to be part of a team that's, that needs a quarterback to play a great game. You want to be a part of a team that the team goes as far as the quarterback takes them. And Coach Flowers shows me a tremendous amount of trust. My team shows me a tremendous amount of trust, and it makes me play, free without thinking too much. I have a great defense on the other side. We bump heads a lot during practice, compete a lot during practice, especially with this guy right here next to me. So Saturday just be easy for us. So I'm just a blessing everywhere.
KD, in terms of the defense that Frostburg was playing today, it was pretty uncharacteristic of what Smith was doing in terms of the giveaways and not a whole lot of productivity. Was there something that Frostburg was doing differently, or was it just the moment itself, somehow you didn't come through in the moment?
Yes, sir. Frostburg is a great team, great coach team. They have a lot of great players on their team, but I just feel like we hurt ourselves today. We had, not to make it about myself, but I had 4 turnovers today. I haven't done that all season. In the shows, we had lost today. So just trying to reflect back on, not think about too much how much bad I did, just trying to stay positive about it and think about all the good we did this year.
Coaches, football's a game of adjustments, and coming out of the half, it seemed like there were some adjustments that were made where the team came out and tried some different things and had some success. What was the biggest difference between the first and the second half for you all?
It was really just we say do your job. They're really do your job. Again, our young men, and hey, we don't. Our program, we don't make excuses. If you're playing, you're expected to produce, period. And we had some guys that started doing their job a little bit better than they were before. But I tell you, this is Frostburg, all credit to them. They did exactly what we studied all week. It wasn't any change. Hats off to them. They made more plays than we did. And this isn't a case of it was too much emotion last week and they didn't get it. No, it's not that at all. They wouldn't last in our program anyway because we don't make those type of excuses. This is a case of they made more plays than us. And that's what it is. And again, I can point to several, we call them moment plays. 3rd and 2s and 3rd and 3s. That if you look at us, just look at the stats. For the season, we're number 1 in the CIAA and one of the tops in the country at 3rd down conversions. We blew a lot of them today, and that isn't anything. We didn't do our job. It was easy to see. It's we don't point fingers, but you got to do your job. If you don't do your job, you hurt us. And we had some guys pick some inopportune times to not help the team, but that is part of it. And here's the thing: you heard me point a redshirt freshman. What type of offseason you think that guy's going to have? And then the offensive line. We had, I'm proud of them. We had, gee whiz, three new ones in the offensive line today? Oof. We had a few different guys in the offensive line today. But you know what? They're on scholarship to produce. You'll never see us make an excuse. You gotta produce, period. And we just didn't. And we'll get better from it. This is going to make us better. You look back at any loss that we've taken over the past few years, just look at how we've rebounded. Our young men are coachable to the point that they can accept being coached hard. Our young men, if you don't like being coached hard, don't come here because we're going to jump you. We're going to show you where you're wrong. We're going to correct you, and we're going to help you get better, okay? This isn't the place to come if you want to always be told, hey, you did great. No, this isn't it. But our young men, they're going to learn from it. I'm looking forward to it, but I tell you what, I am going to reflect over it the next few days and see what we've done. So I don't have a sob story today. I really don't. I don't have a sob story. I'm going to look back, but you know what? This number 2 seed being 10-1 and losing in the first round, the thing that gives me a lot of positivity is that the moment, it wasn't that all of the emotion that was spent last week, that wasn't the reason we lost. And I've seen that a lot. I know you all have in media. See the great big win and then the emotional letdown. This wasn't an emotional letdown. This is we got our butts kicked today. All credit to Frostburg. We got our butts kicked today. It wasn't about we just didn't come with any energy or juice. They caused it. They did it. Hats off to them. We're going to learn from this one. And we're going to look to be just for a quick second, look, if we're in the playoffs next year as a 7 or 8 seed, doesn't matter because we know what it takes to win a playoff game, not what you have to bring. If we're a 1 or a 2 or a 3 seed, doesn't matter. You got to play at a different level. So we're prepared to learn from this every step of the way.
Coach, last one I got for you. You gave credit to Frostburg. Talk about their offensive line, some of the disruption they were causing.
Mm-hmm.
They, at times, especially in the first half, later in the game as well, were really running at will.
Yeah.
A lot of their guards, they had a lot of schemes and stuff they were doing really well.
Yeah.
What did they do to really kind of throw your defensive guys off kilter?
They beat our butt. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say. They beat our butt. It hadn't happened to our defense all year long. We dressed out 10 defensive linemen today. And we pride ourselves on having a rotation. We just didn't play up to par on a consistent basis. We did some things today that we normally don't do. They did some good things, but we're a gap control defense. We had some guys not control their gap. So if you don't control your gap, there's free run in there. Okay, and that's what this is a big matter of. We do what we call shoot and lock on the defensive line, which means keep them off of you. That's what we are really good at. We weren't really good at it today. And controlling an offensive lineman or tight end and controlling a gap. We weren't great at it today. Vince Hill's all conference because a lot of times he's free to run because the D linemen are keeping O linemen off of him. Vince had a lot of O linemen in his chest today. Okay, it's going to make us better. It's going to make us better.
Was there a particular play or instance in the game where it really flipped in terms of not even in the first half, you're down 14, but at any point in the game where it's like, you know what, it's going to be really tough to get out of this?
Oh, we figured that. We knew that from Tuesday in practice. We knew this was going to be a tough game. But in the course of the game, it wasn't necessarily about this was going to be a tough one. We knew this was going to be a tough game. What was obvious to us was we're always one play away. Okay, we're always one play away. It's 14-0, we make a big play, then you look up, it's 14-7. Look at this. It's 14-7, we get like a 40, 50-yard pass play. It's going to be 14-14. Then we fumble. See, that's the take turns deal. That's the take turns deal. That's when I said, okay, it's going to be an uphill battle. But what we do know is we're an explosive team on offense, defense, and special teams. So we've always got a shot to win the game. So just didn't make enough plays today. Credit to Frostburg, but I'm not upset about it. We're going to learn from it. We're going to get better. And just look at what the program has done. And what happens when we lose? We usually learn, we get better, and that's what we look to do. You got any questions?
Listen, they have you.
I got you. I guess you just good for the one-on-ones. They sound what? Okay.
In the handshake line, I heard some of the players for Frostburg say, you guys are a really good team, they're really complimentary. Just to be at this stage, be in this setting where you're in this tournament, in the playoffs, what does that kind of do to kind of expose you to maybe what you can learn, like you've been talking about, just being in this moment?
It's credit to them. They're a good ball club. We definitely credited them with being a good ball club also in the handshake line. But you know what? When you start in the playoffs and you start seeing film, of teams that you're not familiar with. You don't see them in crossovers and things like that. You know, film, it tells you something, but it doesn't really tell you. You know, when you see a guy, you might look a certain way on film, but when you get out there, oh, he's a little faster than what I thought. He's a little stronger than what I thought. And what you get is this ultimate respect. That's a 9-2 team coming in here. You don't get to be 9-2 by accident. Just like us, we don't get to be 10-1 by accident. And if you look at like the strength of schedule, our strength of schedule is probably one of the better ones in this region. I want to say, Chris, well, you all know that our strength. So we play good competition all year long. Okay, if you look at their strength of schedule, our strength of schedule outweighs them. But you know what? You got to play the game. And they played the game with a lot of heart, a lot of passion. And when you bring the playoffs, you got 32 teams. Everybody's good. There are no easy ones in the playoffs. Okay, and just hats off to them. Wish them luck next round. And this is going to do us better. But one thing we do know is that we got a very talented group of guys and some guys that self-police each other. And we're going to lick our wounds here. And we're going to have a great Thanksgiving together, and then we're going to rest a little bit, and then we're getting ready to have a great off season in January.
I'm going to throw one at you since you called me out.
Yes.
We've certainly touched on just all of the milestones. When you're in front of your guys in this moment, knowing the emotion that comes with a day like today, what did you say to them?
I told you, no one have your head down. We've done too much to have your head down. Be proud of what we've done. This will hurt, but be proud of what we've done. We're a championship ball club. I'm going to tell you what I said to him out there. You're the 2025 CIAA champion. We fell short today, but we're going to be better. This is all going to make us better.